here, psychologist, speaker, author of 8 books, host of 2 PBS specials. Here again to bring you another tip on how to help you create the life you want. Specifically, how to use my life from the top of the mind philosophy to bring more clarity, confidence, creativity into everything you do. Today I want to look at the subject of our willingness to be wrong. Have you noticed not too many people are willing to do that? Certainly if we look at our government sometimes, there's not a lot of folks that are willing to be wrong. And I think it's fair to say that's a pretty common thing. You just don't find folks saying, okay, I think I was wrong about that. I want to rethink that. There's this tendency to hold on to, kind of defend the need to be right, always the need to be right. And for those of you who follow my life from the top of the mind philosophy, you know this comes from often a fear of being wrong. Because those of us who are really confident in what we think, what we feel, we can be wrong. We can learn from something. Frankly, we've all been wrong. Growing up, we've learned some things and went, whoops, well, that's not right. And then we changed it and we grew from it and we were better for it. So there's a quote that I'm sending out to those 6,000 folks on my quote list, by the way. If you ever want to receive one of my favorite quotes each week, all you got to do is go to my website, Ph.D.com, or just Google Bill Crawford. I'll come up on the first page. Hit the subscribe button, put your name, email address in, and each week I will send you one of my favorite quotes along with 2 or 3 paragraphs about how to apply this quote to life. This week's quote is one of mine. It says, "We must be willing to be wrong in order to be able to trust what we believe to be right." We must be willing to be wrong in order to be able to trust what we believe to be right. I think that's important for those of us who want to be able to not just defend what we believe blindly, but really be able to trust what we believe. Peter Senge wrote a book called The 5th Discipline. It talks about the learning organization, and in it he talked about suspending our beliefs. I love that concept, suspending them, holding up and going, okay, here's what I believe about this. Have I chosen this belief on purpose? Is it really working for me? Is it helping me create the life I want? Is this the way I want to be defined? I believe this, and would I teach this belief to someone I love? That allows us to look at our beliefs, our perspectives, and ask ourselves the question, is this really working? Is this really right? And if not, we want to go, okay, well then what is? See, when we're talking with someone, when we always need to be right, there's really no communication there. But when we're willing to learn from what they say, sometimes we can take what we believe and go, oh, okay, well that's good information. We can add to that. Learning is really all about adding information to what we believe. And if we stop doing that because we always need to be right and we can't be willing to recognize that maybe some of the things that we're holding on to aren't serving us, aren't really working for us, then we become stuck and we become stagnant and we quit learning. So what I like to do is go out and help people access this clear, confident, creative part of the brain. I call it the top of the mind. This is where our willingness to learn, willingness to be wrong comes from. This fear of being wrong, this an inability to admit when we're wrong, that comes from that lower 20% of the brain. So I like this top of the mind perspective where we're willing to look at information and go, okay, is there something here I can add to what I believe? Does this help me become more influential? Would I teach this new way of being to someone I love? If we can, then the willingness to be wrong isn't some sort of character flaw, isn't something that's going to keep us from being successful. It's something that's going to allow us to learn. Hope you're enjoying these videos. I'm loving bringing to you. If you're so, please hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe on YouTube. I put these on iTunes and Pinterest and LinkedIn and Facebook. Feel free to follow me on all those social medias, Twitter as well. And each week I'll bring you one of these quotes, one of these ideas, and about a way of applying it to life. So, until next time, here's to you, bringing more clarity, confidence, creativity into everything you do, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.